Hey traders, it's Reed from Shift to Alpha, and if you have a trading plan, a written one, maybe even laminated on your desk, and you're still giving back profits to the market that you shouldn't, this video is going to be able to change how you think about that plan and what it actually is. And real quick, if you don't yet have a strategy, this isn't quite yet your video, so come back later for this. But this is for the trader who has rules. You have exits, you know exactly what to do, you know your risk parameters, but you're still chasing profits and giving them back to the market, and you don't exactly understand how to stop doing it. And it's not because you forgot, not because it's unclear. You break your rules. It's something's happening in that session that you don't plan for. You don't account for it. Here's the moment that you probably know too well. You sit down, you review your trading rules. You know exactly what to do, exactly what to look for, exactly what your risk should be. In the first hour, it goes perfectly in your trading. You have clean setups, clean execution, and you follow your plan to the T. Then the market starts to move. Maybe you take a loss. Maybe you miss an entry and price runs without you. Maybe you're up big and you start calculating how big your payout would be. And all of a sudden, you're making decisions that aren't on the plan. Taking setups that aren't on your trading sheet, adjusting risk on the fly based on your gut feeling, holding through exits because it could go further, and your plan is sitting right in front of you. You can see it, and you're acting like your trading plan doesn't exist. So here's the question nobody asks. If you have a trading plan and you keep violating it, is the problem you, or is the problem the plan? Most traders assume it's them. I just need to follow it better. I need more discipline. I need more commitment. I need more willpower. But what if the plan itself is incomplete? Here's the misdiagnosis. Most funded traders call a trading plan is actually a strategy document. And let's dive into exactly what that means. It tells you what to trade, when to enter, where to exit, how much to risk. That's your strategy. That's not a plan, though. A plan accounts for what happens when conditions change. A strategy tells you what to do when everything is going right. A plan tells you what to do when things go sideways, including up and down. And that's the piece that's missing from almost every trader that we've ever talked to at Shift to Alpha and reviewed. There's nothing in the document, there's nothing in the trading plan that addresses what to do when the trader's internal state shifts, when all of a sudden your emotions come into play, all of a sudden you're trading outside of your strategy and you can't reel yourself back in. Nothing for the moment. That happens when frustration finally shows up, when impatience shows up, when you've been winning so much and now euphoria shows up and now you're taking ridiculous trades because you think you can't lose. Nothing for that moment. When you say, I know my rules, but for some reason, I keep breaking them. Because a plan is designed for when a trader goes offline and their thinking system is no longer in control. It's designed for high pressure states. It's like a football team having a playbook with no audibles. Every play assumes ideal conditions. The moment something unexpected happens, there's nothing to fall back on. So the players improvise, and improvisation under pressure is where execution falls apart. That's what's happening in your trading. Your plan is designed for the version of you that's calm, focused, and following the rules. It has no provisions for the version of you that's activated, emotional, and making decisions from a completely different neurological state. But let's go a little deeper into exactly why that matters. So when you sit down, calm, and you write your trading plan out, your thinking system is running the show. That's where you have logic, you have analysis, you have risk assessment. It's all online. It's all functioning. It's in the driver's seat. The plan makes perfect sense because it was built by the rational part of your mind. It was perfected. It was trained. You practiced it with your rational part of your mind. But in the session, conditions change. A losing streak activates your survival system. A big win activates your reward system. The market moves fast. And suddenly your habit system, whatever pattern you've been running under pressure, it takes the wheel. This is the subconscious part of your mind actually taking control of your trading. That's why so many people do things and they don't know why they do it and they can't explain why they do it. The survival system, it inhibits the prefrontal cortex function in under 200 milliseconds. That's very fast, and it's too fast for you to catch. Your plan was written for a brain state you are no longer in once the market moves against you, once something unexpected happens. So the plan sitting on your desk, whatever that plan is, whatever your trading plan is, whatever that looks like, your thinking system built it. Your survival or habit system is actually running the show. And those systems don't just read plans, they react to states. This is why you can look at your trading plan, know what it says, and still do the exact opposite. It's not defiance, it's not laziness, it's not because you're a bad trader and it's just a bad character flaw that you have. It's a neurological mismatch between the state the plan was written in and the state in which you are trading in, right? And to the right, we have a few pictures of that prefrontal cortex, which is where we want to stay in our trading. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it happens when we're actually trading. And this is why common fixes miss the mark entirely. This is why a new strategy doesn't work. This is why a new group doesn't work, because that's not the fix. Make your rules more specific. More specificity doesn't help when the problem isn't clarity. It's the state your mind is in when you're trading. You understood the rules perfectly. You violated them anyway. Put the plan where you can see it. It was already visible. You seeing your trading rules while you're trading doesn't make you trade them better. Reviewing your plan before every session, absolutely that can help, but that's not the all be all fix. You can't be accountable to a plan that doesn't have instructions for the exact moment you need it most. Every one of those fixes assumes the plan is complete and you're the problem. But the plan has a hole in it, and you can't keep falling through the same hole every session expecting that somehow is going to change. And here's the cost of that gap. It's enormous. It's not just the money you gave back. It's not just the account breach or the reset fee. It's the compounding frustration of doing everything right, having the plan, knowing the rules, reviewing daily, following your risk parameters, and still failing in the market. That creates a particular kind of despair because you've done what you were told to do. You have the plan, it should be working, and it's not. So you start to believe the problem is something broken inside that you can't fix. But the problem isn't you. The problem is that your plan was never designed for the conditions that it's being executed under. The mind state is a calm state that your trading plan should be applied to, not a pressure state environment, which is what you find yourself when you're actually in the live market trading real capital. And that will never hold in the live markets. So what you actually need is what we call an alpha trading plan. At Shift to Alpha, we built this customized execution architecture that wraps around your existing strategy and includes provisions for state shifts, not just that you trade and when you trade, but what happens when your state changes mid-session. What happens when the thinking system goes offline and the habit system takes over? What happens when you lose 2 trades in a row in a trading session and you're starting to spiral, you're starting to revenge trade, you're trying to make back everything you lost, you're frustrated? What happens then? The architecture has to operate at the level where the break actually occurs in the body, in the mind, in real time, not just at the strategy level where everything looks good on paper. Now, building that architecture takes actual real work because the state shifts are different for every trader. What triggers your survival system isn't the same as what triggers another trader's survival system, right? Whatever, self-sabotaging tendencies that those triggers produce is going to be different from every person. The moment your execution breaks, the pattern it follows, the behavior it produces, that's all personal and unique to the trader. A generic plan can't account for that. The architecture has to be built around your specific patterns. So that's going to be mapping exactly what are your triggers, being able to recognize the exact patterns and when they occur, but also the alpha shift, which is deploy the real-time physiological controls to bring the thinking system back online, or at bare minimum, to just avoid the self-sabotaging behavior that's been robbing you of your profits in the market. But here's where one shift that changes the entire frame right now. And one line to your plan, one line to your trading plan, whatever you want to call it, that has nothing to do with the market. One line that says, when I notice myself wanting to deviate from these rules, that urge itself is my signal to stop and check my state before I touch the mouse. Not a rule about the trade itself, not a rule about market structure or news that's happening, but a rule about you. Because the plan you have is designed for the market. What's missing is a plan for the trader. That alone won't build the full architecture, but it fills the gap that every strategy document, every strategy that you have, every single plan that you have, that it fails to do. It ignores the 2-second window between your state shifting and you clicking a button on your trading terminal, buying a trade, selling a trade, whatever it may be. That is going to cause absolute damage, not just in your account, not just in your P&L, but in your identity as a trader as well. So be conscious of who you are when you're trading. Be conscious of the state you're in. Be conscious of what you feel. Be conscious of what triggers you. So do you get triggered after 2 losses, after 3 losses? Do you get triggered after going a whole trading day with 0 trades, so that makes you impatient? You must become aware. And if I could give you the exact A to Z protocol for you to do so that your back-tested results look exactly like your live trading results, absolutely I would. But that's not possible because it's so unique and dependent upon you. So the first step is to be aware. That's the truth about trading plans. Yours isn't failing because you can't follow it. It's failing because it was never designed for the moment where following it gets hard. Every trading plan works when you're calm. The question is whether it holds when you're not calm. And right now, the answer is no. Not because you're weak, not because your plan has a blind spot, not because you need a better strategy. Your job isn't to follow the plan harder. It's to build a plan that accounts for the version of you that shows up under pressure. Because that's the version that's trading when it actually matters. And right now, the version has no instructions. And I want you to remember, it doesn't matter where you are in your trading right now. It doesn't matter how bad your trading looks. It doesn't matter how much profit you're losing because of revenge trading or self-sabotage or whatever the case may be. I want you to know that you're truly only one small shift to alpha. I hope this helps. I'll see you guys in the next video. Type below in the comments whatever type of video you want to see next, whatever topic you want to see next, whether it's revenge trading, how to handle euphoria where you're up big for the week, whatever it may be. I love looking at all the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Cheers.